So for our main meal today, we're doing a traditional Durban mutton bunny.
Wow. Mutton curry stuffed into bread.
That's right.
Okay.
And I think you're going to tell us a little bit about the history of the bunny chow.
I didn't do history at school. No, it's something that we grew up with and we fully understand in Durban. The bunny chow has been part of our lives for years and years and years. And initially, it was a cheap way of feeding indentured laborers,
Yes.
where you just slice open a loaf
Hollow
of bread,
out.
hollow it out, put in curry, cover it up and send it through. And the reason it's bunny chow is because it's named after an Indian caste, the banya.
Okay.
Came bunny chow. Chow is
Chow as in?
slang for food.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
But
Wow.
it's almost a staple diet for lots of us, especially youngsters.
Yes.
When we used to go and hang out at this wonderful place called Blue Lagoon
Okay.
with our
Without?
with our friends.
You nearly
Yeah.
said girlfriend. Then.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
thought you
I was
meant
clearing
me.
my throat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today, we're doing gourmet bunnies.
Sorry.
We're doing a gourmet bunny. That is, we've got a specialized bunny loaf. So usually, traditionally, it was a whole loaf of bread that was cut into 4 pieces to make quarters.
So it basically started off as a cheap way of feeding our indentured laborers, our
Yes.
great grandparents, and now
Yes.
it's become gourmet food.
It has become gourmet
Oh,
food, and you
okay.
could actually get it as 5-star meals at some restaurants here.
But why do I have to always cut the onions?
Because I don't do onions.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Well.
And it's my way of getting back at you for saying all those things about eating bunny chows with your girlfriend. At
I didn't
Blue
say
Lagoon.
girlfriend. I was going.
Okay, is that what her name starts with? So, as you can see, we're chopping up onions and we're. Oh, did you slice your finger?
Not yet.
Okay, and then I've got some little baby potatoes in there. We've got some fresh ginger and garlic, and I've got some baby potatoes. We've got fresh coriander, dhania, and of course, to start with, I've washed and prepared for you some slices of lamb. So we're using lamb in our bunny. I know we said mutton bunny, but it's the lamb. We've got a leg. Can you place a piece of that, please? So we've got a lovely, about 2 kilos of a leg of lamb, all ready for Kabeshan to slice up. There you go. As you can see, the texture is quite soft.
Oh, it's very soft.
Yes. All right,
Okay,
you're doing
so
a very good job of that.
I'll get all this sorted out.
In true Durban style, we haven't deboned the meat because we're going to stick some of those bones into the curry as well.
Yes, it's actually people in Durban tend to love the bone and the marrow in the bone.
Yes. So otherwise, you could just debone that leg of lamb, and you've got little slivers of meat which you're cutting up so beautifully.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm just because it's a gourmet bunny. I'm just making it smaller pieces of mutton.
And I'm going to cover the bottom of the pan with some olive oil. So I just like to add ghee to the curry. I just think it gives it quite a delectable and a wonderful taste. And as we said earlier, it also is very good for you. So as you can see, it's heated up very nicely there. We're going to throw the onion in here. Okay, I'm just scoop that up. Okay, and we're going to wait for this to come up, the heat to come up, and we're going to toss that up. Thank you very much. So into the onion that's frying, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds. So I'm going to put a lovely lot of jeera in there. I'm going to put some curry leaves, which I've washed and prepared.
So it's not
into
so
my
much
oil.
a full-on recipe in terms of so much of this. It's just your taste and what you feel.
But I've said that we're going to add 1 teaspoon of fennel,
okay, so
1 teaspoon of cumin.
So for starters, people who are just starting off cooking, it'll be nice
It'll
to
be
know.
a teaspoon
Okay.
for like a kilo of the lamb. I'm putting in a bay leaf, and I'm putting a star anise in there, and I'm going to put 1 ilachi. We've minced some ginger and garlic, so it's about a little digit size of ginger, and I've used like 4 large garlic in here. So we are quite extravagant with using quite a bit of ginger and garlic. I like that. I think it gives the curry quite a pungent taste.
A Durban Indian taste.
A Durban Indian taste. Tibetan says it very nicely. So as you can see, just to recap, we put the onion into the ghee and the oil. I put some curry leaves in, and my dry spices have gone into the oil. The onions are taking quite a bit of time, but they're being done very nicely. And you know that the onions are done when they've become quite opaque and they've changed colors. The onions should be a light golden brown. Then you know that it's well sauteed. All right, do you want to give this a mix?
Okay, yes.
I think you're going to be mindful not to put the garlic in too quickly, because this is very finely minced and it will start to burn.
So when
very
do you
easily.
put garlic
So
in?
when the onions are done.
When they sauteed.
When they are sauteed.
Remember, we're doing a gourmet bunny.
That's right. So you're going to saute the onions. And when you feel that that's done, because they've started to change color, they've become nice and translucent almost, we're going to add in our minced ginger and garlic, and you're going to give that a good mix. How's that working
It's really
out?
a wonderful aroma, isn't it?
I know, it's absolutely divine. I'm going to put quite a generous teaspoon of turmeric. All right. And
Keep stirring because it's going to
I'm
get
going to
stuck,
keep
right?
Stirring. You're going to keep stirring. And then I'm going to be putting in some masala.
Well, that depends on your taste.
Yes, so I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of it because we want it to be nice and pungent.
Okay, now it's really sticking.
All right, so if you're worried about that, we're just going to add a little bit of water in there. It saves adding more oil, but note that you will only add the water after your spices have roasted. So you're not going to sort of just put spice in and add water into it, because then you're going to end up with a taste of the spices not being nicely roasted.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to add into that little bowl a whole heaped teaspoon of salt, and while you're stirring that up, I've got the lamb already prepared.
Well, now you can see why cooking is for 2 people, right?
That's right. It's the best time we spend together.
Yes.
Preparing food for the family.
No, definitely.
Fresh ingredients.
The script says,
Robust
I
taste.
agree.
You're going to keep mixing
Oh,
that
sorry.
instead of being clever. All right, so here we go.
Now, I always get scared that it's going to burn. Should we put more water? Or?
No, actually not. So you see, we're cooking in quite a wonderful stainless steel pot, which will not get the food to stick at the bottom. That looks absolutely wonderful. The color is so appetizing, and that smell is just to die for. All right, so here we go. We're going to let that simmer a while, and of course that meat's going to cook up. We are not going to add any water just now, and because all of that water from the meat is going to come out, so it's going to cook in its own juices. We're going to get the lid on this. We're going to lower the heat and let it cook.
Let's stay on you.
There we go.
There you go.
And that's going to be doing its bit, and we're going to leave that for 10 minutes, and
We'll get the bread sorted out.
we're going to get the bread sorted out. But after 10 minutes, we're also going to add our little baby potatoes.
How do you know that the curry is a good curry and not been watered down or whatever? If it is watered down, you'll find that when you get to the end of your bunny chow, you would find that it's soaked at the bottom.
With water?
With
bread?
water. With water.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Then you know
Alright.
that they're not,
Authentic.
food wasn't well cooked.
So we're going to take this top off, and we're just going to...
I don't know how to do this because I would be able to do it with bread, but not with,
Okay.
with a bunny
So
bun.
We've taken out the top of the bun, the
Okay.
lid of the bun.
All right. It's your,
Is that the oven timer?
yes.
Okay.
And then they just hold it up so people can clearly see how you're cutting it.
So
Thing. I'll just sort the oven out.
running that. And with my hands, I'm going to get in there and just remove the inside of this bread. So there you go. We've got 3 little bits here. We've got a little container
Why did you cut this
of
up?
bread now. Because that's the lid.
And then what's this?
This is going to be the inside of the bread, which we're going to just
Okay, the reason I'm asking it
discard.
like that is I think it's just been baked that way. Let's try this differently, because generally what happens is you use the entire
yes.
top as
Well, I
a...
just think that we said it's a gourmet bunny, so we didn't want to spoil the shape of this
Okay,
beautiful lid.
okay.
But let's see
Let's
what it
try
is
this.
that you choose to do.
Okay. And we use the entire thing as a lid, and let's see which one looks better.
Okay. There's a bit of a competition.
Whoops. Yeah, it's not actually a competition. I don't want
Yes.
it to look bad, you know.
So how are we doing there?
It's a bit shallow.
Yes, but
But I think we should have cut more, right?
well, if you remove the top, then we can just
No, I want to keep the top in because it just gives it an authentic kind of feel.
Okay. You're such a fool.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think you eat this,
Okay.
and
So-
I'll eat your bunny.
Actually, so what I did want to do as well is to show you that, well, here we've got this wonderful one that we should go with and not your one. And we're going to leave that on the side. You're really very funny. And then we've got our little mini rolls. So I'm going to just hollow out.
Oh, hang on. Now you're making mini bunnies.
Yes, so should you want to use this as a starter, just an idea, then you're going to hollow this out, not all the way through. So we've got a little container, and we've got the little cap.
It's a baby
so we're going to
bunny.
put a baby bunny. There
Okay.
you go. So little baby
That sounds
bunnies.
a bit gross. Baby bunny chow.
A baby bunny
There
chow.
you go.
All right, and then, yes, so I just want you to see how pretty this looks. And it's also such a dainty, wonderful little appetizer. So if you wanted to serve little mini bunnies because you're doing an authentic Durban
Okay, I think
meal.
two's enough because it's just
Okay.
a mouthful, right?
It's 2 mouthfuls, but in your case, I think it's 1 mouthful. Our 10 minutes are up, and we're going to add the baby potatoes into our mutton curry. Wow, that smells absolutely divine. So here you go. Throw in the little baby potatoes. We get that all mixed in. We let the potatoes go to the bottom because, as you can see, the meat is so tender. It's almost done. We literally said 10 minutes if it's lamb. If you've chosen to use mutton for the mutton bunny, you would, of course, cook that meat for about 20 minutes before you add in your potatoes. So while the potatoes are cooking, we're going to give that another 10 minutes to cook. But in the meanwhile, you're going to roughly chop up this coriander. If you could do that.
All of it?
I think that'll be wonderful because coriander is such a marvelous herb. Not only does it give it, just very roughly chop it, Kabeshan. No.
Oh, okay.
Roughly chop it, and that it doesn't have to be uniformal. I would move my fingers away from there.
Okay.
Right.
And what's this for?
That is to garnish the top. And one of the other lovely little things that we're going to be doing is we're just going to be roughly chopping up that green chili. Right, you can put it back in its little container. You can put the green chili. You can either cut it in half or lengthwise. Oops.
That's how you don't cut chili. I think we'll use another chili.
Right, so now that the potatoes should be done, we're going to add a teaspoon of garam masala.
Some more?
Do you know what garam masala is?
What
The
is
word
this? Something
garam means hot. So it's a mixture of the most wonderful spices ground together, like clove and cinnamon and jeera again.
Should I mix it in?
Yes, some pepper.
So why are you putting it after the cooking?
Well, it's just to sort of-
Flavor.
yeah.
Lovely
And
small
you've chopped
pieces.
up this beautiful coriander. We're going to drop that all over. And here goes. Our mutton curry for the bunny is now ready.
With the chili.
With the chili, somebody's going to be lucky. So if you bring that over, we will make your one.
I think let's just use this for demo purposes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've removed the inside. Just to remind you, we've cut up a gourmet bunny loaf, and we are now going to fill the curry into it.
Not too much of gravy, just
Not too much of gravy. but
Gravy goes
actually-
at the bottom, and then the pieces of meat can
yes,
come in through.
pieces of meat on the top, and there we go.
I'll take the chili out.
Take the chili out. Beg your pardon. All right, so I'm going to leave that there, and
Right. So I
now
think just put it
one
in
little
front now.
baby potato there on the side, and we're just
There
going
comes
to
the-
add a little more gravy. And remember, we've got this little bit on which we'll serve on the side.
Put in one piece of meat and a bit of gravy.
Well done.
There you
So
go.
I'm going to put this up here,
And then
and I'm going to leave this on the side. So our gourmet bunnies on this side. Well done. There's the third one.
soaking.
Okay. And there you have it, our Durban bunny chow.